Okay guys, so in this video, I'm gonna show you how to solve a word problem using inequalities. So on here, this is the word problem I'm gonna be using, which just says, you need a mean score of at least 90 points to advance to the next round of the touch screen trivia game. What scores in the fifth game will allow you to advance? So I already went and highlighted important information in the word problem. And on here, I highlighted mean score of at least 90 because that's what we need. This is right here at the beginning. That's what we need. That's very important. You need a mean score of at least 90. And we also need to find out what scores in the fifth game will allow us to advance. So that's what we're trying to look for. The scores for the fifth game. They were also here nice enough to give us more information. So for the trivia challenge, they gave us the scores for game 1, game 2, game 3, and game 4. So now using this information, I'm going to show you how to solve it using inequalities. So for this one, on here, I already went and wrote the information for mean, since that's what they told us that we need. We need the mean score of at least 90. So this is the formula for mean. Sum of the terms and divided by the number of terms we have. So on here, I already put the numbers they gave us down. So the numbers they gave us for sum of terms were the scores for game 1, game 2, game 3, and game 4. So game 1 was 95, game 2 was 91, game 3 was 77, and game 4 was 89. And then you have to make sure that you add an X at the end, because that's the one that's going to represent the scores for the fifth game, which is the one we're trying to find. We don't know what the fifth game is, so we're going to do a plus X. And all of these numbers are going to be divided by the number of terms we have. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they're divided by 5 numbers. Again, I'm using the mean because in our word problem, it told us you need a mean score of at least 90. That's why I'm using the formula for mean. If you're doing a different problem, make sure that you're reading it carefully and see what you're going to need. In this case, it's the mean. That's why I'm using the mean formula for this. And then this is going to be greater than or equal to 90. So I know this because they told us that we need a mean score of at least 90. A mean score of at least 90. So 90 comes from the word problem. And then this part right here, if it's going to be at least 90, it has to be equal to 90, or 90 has to be the smallest number. That's why I'm using this inequality, because they told me it was at least 90. So these could be bigger. This formula for mean can be bigger than 90. And again, that was found in my word problem. If you go back on the video, you see that's what I highlighted in yellow. So now we're going to solve for this. So the way I'm going to solve is I'm going to start by adding these numbers. So 95 plus 91 plus 77 plus 89. That's going to give me a total of 352 plus X divided by 5 greater than or equal to 90. Again, on this one, to get 352, I just added these numbers up. Since this is a variable, I can't add it to the number, so I just have 352 plus X divided by 5 greater than or equal to 90. Once we're here, we have a nicer looking equation that we can solve so that we're able to find my X value, because that's what we're trying to do, find my X value. So to do that, I have to get rid of anything that's not my X on this side. So on here, I'm going to start by getting rid of this divided by 5. And this is because this divided by 5 is over this entire thing. So it's not just over 352, it's not just on the x value, it's all of this. The 5 is dividing all of the 352 plus x. So that's what I have to start by getting rid of. So get rid of that part. These end up canceling, and we're going to be left with 352 plus x is greater than or equal to, and then 90 times 5 is going to give you 450. Once you're there, again, since we're trying to solve for x, what you're going to do is you're going to get rid of this 352. So to do that, I'm going to do minus 352 on both sides. Minus 352. These are going to end up canceling, and you're going to be left with x is greater than or equal to, and then 450 minus 352 will give you 98. And this is going to be your answer. So if we go back to my word problem, that it said, what score do we need in the 5th game so that we can advance? We need at least a 90. So equal to 90 or greater than 90. And then let me show you how to graph it. On the problem, I didn't ask you for graphing, but just so that we can get that part practice again. So on here, it's going to be a number line. So for graphing this one, we're gonna do 0 right there, 98 right there. Just because obviously it's a 98, so I'm not gonna write every single number until I get to 98. So I'm just gonna say it's somewhere right there. So to graph it, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to my 98 and I'm gonna draw a closed circle. So a closed circle. And I know it's a closed circle because there's an equal sign right underneath my 98. And then it's telling me x is the bigger number, so x is greater than or equal to 98, meaning that x is going to be the bigger number. So on here I'm going to shade all the numbers that are bigger than 98. And that's how it would look if you graph it.